What's going on, people? What's going on? It's your boy High Noon Crypto here with a semi emergency kind of episode or whatnot. I didn't really plan on recording, but today took a crazy turn of events, and I feel the need to get on here and drop an episode that I was planning on dropping anyway in a couple days. But might as well just do it now. First, before we start, I want to give a shout out specifically to Crypto Wonder Podcast and to Ballier Brand. Uh, yeah, I didn't expect that today. So just wanted to, show my appreciation. I want to show my appreciation for everybody because, yeah, yeah, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to wake up and to get a shout out to be um, shown the love that I was shown. And people don't have to do that, but the Hex community they are pretty different. They're a different community. Uh, Never had no expectations, no expectations of this channel doing anything besides just being kind of just something for me to do in my spare time, and hopefully help a person or two who was fortunate or unfortunate, depending on where you look at it, to stumble across this channel. But yeah, so I also want to give a shout out to my homie, Mr. Jack Canes himself, Jack_Canes on Twitter. He's the guy to make the thumbnails. He's the guy to edit the video. Uh, we used to be stationed together, been rocking together for a long time, and he is the guy that helped kind of push me to take the steps to start this. Uh, I'm not media savvy at all. I'm not really tech savvy either. So pretty much he's been the big bro in this situation. In every other aspect of life, I'm his big brother. I told him today that I'm Batman. He's my Alfred, but I give him props where props are due. So now that I got that part out the way, let's get to it. No expectations. And I think it's funny. No expectations, no expectations. What does that mean? We usually have a lot of expectations about things. I just really realized that we have been holding our post chain bag for a year now. We've been diamond handing it, baby. Yeah, we ain't got the coins yet, post chain ain't out, but we've been holding for a year, regardless if we wanted to or not. We've held it for a year, and it just goes to show you that you can do it. You can do it. Yeah, you may not want to, but you can. And I know a lot of people are impatiently waiting. They're having expectations. And listen, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm surprised that people have expectations. Okay, like I'm not gonna be that guy. I'll never comment on somebody's thing unless I'm just doing it in comedic fashion and be like, "Oh, sounds like you have expectations," because it's human nature. That's like telling somebody don't have jealousy or don't have envy. Like, yeah, you shouldn't have those things. You should try not to have them. But to say that, oh yeah, you sound jealous. Like, yeah, people get jealous from time to time. I'm jealous from time to time. I see somebody eating some food that I can't have. I get jealous. I like good food. But what does that really mean? The whole no expectations. We espouse it as gospel, as in the Hex community. And I really put some thought into it. I put some thought into how Richard came up with the model. Especially, I mean, really, he just was following laws. That's what he's doing. I wouldn't call it necessarily special, but it's supremely special because it just goes to show you, like, every now and again when I just be thinking about stuff, I really realize, like, and I just randomly message my friends and be like, my close group of friends, um, that have followed me into the post chain, into Hex and stuff like that, and be like, yo, like, yeah, we really backed the right horse, we really backed the right horse on this one because he's playing so far ahead of the playing field that it doesn't make sense. He gets on these streams and people try to make it seem like that's a bad thing. The whole no expectations, the work from a centralized pool and the things he's saying that help him be able to make these decentralized products and without interfering on the established laws or whatnot. Now we all know that these folks are crooked. They crooked as the letter S, and they could just any day change the laws. And they're trying to group cryptos as securities, and it's not working too favorably. At least just from the outside looking in. Specifically speaking of like Ripple, but to put that much thought and effort into it, it shows that he's way ahead of the game. Uh, you know, there's a reason why the police tell you you have the right to remain silent and anything you say can and will be used against you, because your words are powerful. Words are powerful, or whatnot. And when you come out and you say these words that directly conflict with established laws, like, yeah, like, okay, we can play, let's play a game. It's called Make Pretend Fantasy World, right? Where crypto exists in its own vacuum and nobody can try to regulate it, right? That's the make up fantasy world that we wish we lived in. But I like to live in the real world. These folks are going to enforce things whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent. And the only thing you can have to stand on it when you try to fight is your documented proof, evidence, and things of that nature. So while all these other people, all these other crypto guys, I wouldn't even say founders, just literal crypto folks, are coming out, they're not watching what they say. They're just talking. And most of the time, we already know they're talking outside their neck. We're ahead of the game. We already are being established. Like, hey man, don't have no expectations of any of this. Literally zero, because you know we're not trying to go against this powerful machine. And the U.S. is a powerful machine. It's the most powerful machine currently out right now. So he's ahead of the game. He's ahead of the game in so many fashion, so many different ways or whatnot. That is actually kind of ridiculous and scary at the same time. Like how much thought and effort he's put into a lot of these things, even starting from the beginning. Like this is some real super duper foresight of things that he saw coming potentially down the pipeline or whatnot. Yeah. So we got some Jedi level, big brain foresight happening in this. Well, from Richard, just off GP. We're ahead of so many curves that it's kind of it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary that it just seems like either one, you know, there just keeps on being you got like a rabbit's foot, a four leaf clover, and all this stuff to where these things are happening, uh, just in a way that just keeps on benefiting us. I think about the Solana and the Nomad bridge over the last couple of days. Like, Richard is telling everybody, listen, we're delaying post chain because I don't feel the security is up to par. We know we have vulnerabilities. We know we have areas in which we can be attacked. And instead of just launching, and even though we know it's been a year and we've been saying 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, 4 more weeks, 2 more months, and stuff like that, and people are getting frustrated, people are getting, annoyed, they're getting impatient, we are not going to put out a product that we feel doesn't have security. So we're not in this thread that I've been running since 2020 of bad things that have happened in crypto. Now, first of all, there's two reasons. Richard, especially with his outrage marketing, he's universally probably one of the most disliked people in crypto. He is probably the most envied person in crypto and most disliked. Um, and a lot of people are jealous of him. But to quote the urban street poet Drizzy Drake, jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. So they love him and they hate him. So he knows that whenever, whatever move he makes, it has to be done in a way that doesn't allow for the haters, the naysayers, the people to be like, "Ha ha, we got you. Look at you. You fell on your face." And even though I know he doesn't care about that, he cares about this community. He cares about the Hex community getting the best deal. Because I mean, what is the only bad thing to happen of Hex is that it's down in the bear market with the rest of crypto. And you see how people are taking a victory laps. They look like George Bush on the damn carrier saying mission accomplished. And then, like what mission did y'all accomplish? Like, Hex is still alive and thriving. Um, and it's actually an opportunity time. I've been able to increase my bag so much or whatnot. So thank y'all for who've been selling it down. I don't want to be that guy and say that I wish it could go lower or whatnot, because I know there's a lot of people that bought the top and they're probably not happy right now. But hey, dips are just an opportunity. They're part of the game. I've been in markets long enough to know that if you buy when it's low, and it doesn't die and it goes back high, you're going to do well. So I would implore y'all to be increasing your bag, but that's just kind of common sense, common knowledge at this point. But, so he wants post chain to be safe and secure. So we don't have these hacks. We don't have just these outlandish random stuff. And Solana has proven time and time again that Their coding, their security, their people, their whomever, their developers, it doesn't matter. They just have a lot of problems. They're constantly offline. They constantly like, hey, man, we gotta, this blockchain's overheating like a bad car. We got to cut off for a little bit, let it cool down. And now their wallets are getting compromised, seemingly out the blue or whatnot. So I mean, and then of course bridges. We will have a bridge from Ethereum to Postchain, and he wants to make sure we see bridges are hacked the most. It seems like. So the delay is just what it is. I mean, would you rather this? Here's my perspective. They say the average millionaire is 60 years old, right? So I'm 31. That means I have 29 years to become a millionaire, right? So that means that if I become a millionaire within the next 5 years, I am so far ahead of the curve that it's ridiculous. So I try to justify it to myself. I mean, because realistically, there's nothing I can do. There's no amount of bitching and moaning I can do to make Post Chain come out faster. But to me, it's like, well, I got 30 years to become a quote unquote millionaire. Uh, with Post Chain, with a successful Post Chain launch, I'm pretty sure we can cut that number. Uh, to man, you can shave a lot of time off of that number. Um, and so I have already convinced myself that listen, even if it took another year, would I like it? Of course not. But I also realized that even if it took another year and we can launch and there's no going to be no hacks, no bugs, no flaws and stuff like that, I'm still way ahead of the game. And of course, with the certain sudden downturn in the economy, uh, inflation and everything else, it's easier said, but we gotta hold on. Sometimes you just gotta hold on and brace for impact and try to survive the initial shock, in order to get the best deal possible. I hope that everybody can do it. I know that the way things are going, they start getting any worse. There's gonna be a lot more pain in the near future. So hopefully everybody can secure their families and stuff. I'm not insensitive to that, but at the same time, if you're in it, especially if you're in the sacrifices, man, you're in a you're in a unique position or whatnot to really just explode here soon. And yeah, and that's the part about expectations. We expect it to happen, but there's a lot of work that's going to have to go into it. We just can't expect that that these things are just going to happen without no things being done or whatnot. That's the only expectation we should have. We should have expectations that we're gonna go out here and make this bigger than what it is or whatnot. I started making this channel because I like talking about crypto. I think I have a unique perspective. I'm not sitting over here trying to read you numbers and talk about coding and stuff. I'm just trying to talk to you about it from my personal view, like just a regular schmegular person perspective. And I think that a lot of people can relate to that because a lot of us can't fathom this technology. Um, I often sit back in awe that I'm even here in this space because I never ran with no circles or crowds that was into this kind of stuff. I've been in every other money market, and I've lost a lot of money in them. You know, and even in the crypto market. When I thought that I was doing crypto, so it's just amazing that I found this space and now it's time to bring it home. I used to tell all my friends when I was first trying to onboard them into to believing into this. Right? I used to tell them like, yeah, we essentially won the Super Bowl. Uh, it's down and goal. We're about to win the Super Bowl. Getting fitted for our rings. The only thing we need is a clean hike. Clean snap. We got the play call. We're gonna score. We're gonna win. We're gonna host the championship. And all we need is a clean snap. And we're still there. All we need is a clean snap. Richard and the devs pulled this off, we're in there. At least in my opinion. I don't see how at this point we couldn't be in there. Literally everything else is crumbling around us in real time. Literally, not figuratively. Literally, we watched Celsius, we watched BlockFi, Voyagers, Three Arrows Capital. We watched all the shame of the people with verified receipts. Like Richard calling most of these folks out by name. Hey, this guy's a scumbag. This person, this thing that doesn't work. Not your keys, not your coins. We see this all happening in real time. And yes, there's been a lot of money lost, a lot of expensive lessons learned from people. And then yet, here we are. We're still here. We're still sitting in a prime position, ready to execute. And and the execution, if it's done flawlessly, is going to be it's going to be just ridiculous. Um, we have the largest community in crypto outside of Bitcoin. And actually, I would even say bigger than Bitcoin because I think that there's people who own Bitcoin and know about Bitcoin. They're like, oh yeah, I own Bitcoin on PayPal. I own it on Robinhood. I don't really consider them community members because they're not even really holding the coin. Uh, I just think of those as people who know about it. Just same way with like Shiba and some of the other coins that got really big during the last bull market. Yeah, the numbers of holders and people say that they're bigger, but I look at Hexaco, right? This is what I see when I look at Hexaco. A bunch of really smart people, right? Like verifiably smart. Actually, let me take that back. I see a bunch of people with faces and names, right? They're not anonymous. They're not docs. They're docs. They're not, me. I'm not showing my face right now, mainly because I'm just too handsome, and I want to give everybody else a fair shot at it. But the only person, the biggest hexacan that I can think of right off, like right off bat, that doesn't show their face is Wells only. And of course, he says why he doesn't do it. He has his reasons. But everybody else, faces and names. They got their names and their faces attached to it. They're not hiding behind profile pictures of fucking of things and criticizing and talking. They're streaming, they're talking, they're running pages, they're doing all this stuff. The direct mailers and things like that. We got faces and names. I can't really think of no other community where I see just casual, like diehard streamers too. Not this person. I'm going to tell you the top 5 cryptos, and they're like, oh, I'm part of the Shiba Inu community or whatnot. The closest thing to that is the Bitcoin community, and we already know how we feel about most of those guys anyway. So we got the people, right? Then we have really smart people. Like I listen to a lot of these, I listen to a lot of the streamers, listen to a lot of, and our, our if we had, if you think of the high school football, our ninth grade team is beating a lot of these other communities' varsity teams. That's how smart and talented our community is. And we can take our ninth graders and they're beating your varsity. They're beating your seniors and juniors or whatnot. Uh, and where else do you see that? So you see this. This is what you see in Hexico. You see people, regardless to how we may feel about other people creating projects, products, whatever. Actually, before I get into that, my advice to anybody who's thinking about creating like another coin or anything like that, listen, I'm a capitalist. I'm smart enough. I listen to who I listen to. I know that crypto is a solo sport and stuff like that. My best advice to y'all would be wait until Pulse Chain comes out, uh, and then also wait until Hex is not at bear market lows. Just me personally speaking, it's hard for me to want to invest any money into a different coin when Hex is at 5 cents. If Hex was like at 55 cents, then I'd be like, okay, there's a new coin coming out. I will throw money into it to the hopes of it doing the same price appreciation and whatnot. But when Hex is also down, it's really hard for me to even entertain that idea. And then I would just wait till Post Chain launch. I wouldn't be trying to get it in ahead of Post Chain. Let Post Chain get out. Let it run for a little bit. Let the newness factor wear off of it, and then let people be able to do it that way. And then on the flip side, for the people who don't like the people creating new projects, y'all got to remember, Post Chain is a whole new world. If Post Chain was a town, we do need these other things. That's why I'm not too mad at like the Mintras and the liquid loans. Like, yeah, they could be. I'm not gonna say what they could or couldn't be. I understand it. Uh, we're gonna need somebody to make a margin trading platform or whatnot because people like margin trading. People like NFTs. People like doing the loans. When you're creating a product, you want to appeal it to the customers, not to what your personal beliefs are. And I want to say that Steve Jobs said something similar to that when he got back to Apple after they kicked his ass out and they begged him to come back. So we gotta, as long as there's no malice and ill tent, ill like people are trying to steal money and stuff. I just think we need to look at it from both sides or whatnot. But yeah, so we have people that are creating encapsulated stakes. We have people that are creating we have people, and this is what I go back. I'm not trying to say like Hedron and Maxi are the ninth grade teams because they're both amazing products. I love them or whatnot. I'm in both of them. But think about that. Think about our sub coins in this ecosystem are better than most people's, you know, huge development team and marketing and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, yeah, we're going crazy over here in Mexico, man. And the best part about it is we don't have any expectations. We just go out, we create, we educate, we try to show people, and we have fun. We talk shit or whatnot. Sometimes things get a little hot in the community or whatnot, and but that's normal. I would be worried if everybody always got along and there was never no issues at all. So you always need a little bit of issues. Um, the best times when I was in the military is when you have a little bit of friction because you have to have that friction. You got to have that a little bit of tense times, and then once you solve those issues and stuff, and either you go your separate ways or you come back stronger than ever. It's that simple. So the tough times that we have, they will either make this community bigger, better, stronger, or we'll separate and we go our separate ways. But you can't grow if there's no adversity. You can't grow if there's no problems. If everything was cool, what's the saying? Uh, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Like, yeah, you need a little adversity. You need a little schisms. You need some problems or whatnot. As we work through this, as we figure this all out. Because I mean, let's be real. This community, at its heart of heart, is less than 3 years old. That's that's infants. That's infancy. So we still got great things on the horizon. Great things that are coming, and we ironing out the kinks right now. So I don't really be having no problems with that stuff. Y'all just got to remember, man. You make your own decision. But if you're in this ecosystem and you listen to what the things that Richard Hart say, and then you do the opposite of them, there's no amount of gatekeeping or anything that I can do or anybody can do that can help you about that. Because you're obviously going to do what you want to do, which is your choice. So, uh, but yeah, yeah, we winning. We winning, they losing. And every day I see it. I'm on Twitter. I'm reading comments. And I'm like, yeah, all they have is a bunch of loser bots, paid shields to come out and say bad things about Hex and stuff. And you know, I always think about this. Most of these folks don't even know how liquidity worked on like Uniswap and things of that nature. They don't understand that since we're not on no exchanges, that all of our volume is on chain and things like that, and all our liquidity is on chain and stuff like that. That these are just things that they don't understand because they choose not to or whatnot, or it's too complicated for them, either or. Um, but you know, who's to say that a, a a benevolent billionaire couldn't just come and just buy up the price and shoot the price up? Everybody's so convinced that Hex is going to zero. And I'm like looking at the liquidity. I'm like, yeah, this is less than a diamond, a space diamond. Or you could just send this thing to the absolute moon or whatnot. Stocks do it. Stock companies do it. They call that stock buybacks. You know, um, they really hate the fact that they don't understand why, if quote unquote RH is the OA, hypothetically why that's a good thing. They don't understand why that's a good thing. But all the companies that they laud and applaud that have centralized ownership, as Richard always say, who use their profits to buy back the stock to buy the price up higher, these are things like this goes kind of back to the foresight that he has about these things. You can't have no hostile takeovers in Hex, which is a good thing. You can't have, Binance or Coinbase or these people who are obviously jealous come and buy up all the supply and now they can manipulate the price as they choose. No, they can't do that because it's not made that way. So the things that people expect, the expectations again, things they expect to be good for the environment, the community, they're usually not they're not good. But once again, because of the foresight uh, and just the thought put into this, that's why we out here killing the game. So once again, just a quick little episode. Don't have no expectations. Don't have no expectations. I didn't expect anybody to ever listen to these channels. Then one day I saw like one of my videos had like 300 views, and me and Jack and Jack was talking about it. I said, "Wow, that's crazy." And then today that happened. So see what happens when you don't have expectations. Good things usually happen. When you're just out here doing the things that you think are right, uh, then things good things usually happen. So y'all be blessed. Once again, I appreciate all the love, appreciate all the support. Um, Hopefully y'all and y'all families are doing well, and all the enemies, all the haters, hopefully one day y'all can see the light. Hopefully y'all can see why Hex is only 5 cents and not when it's $5.55, which is where we're going in the next bull market. That's my prediction. We're gonna hit $5.55 by 2024. This is my first price prediction. Watch when it happens. I'm gonna clip this and put it everywhere. But y'all be easy. Y'all be blessed. Take care. Take care. Take care. Take care. Take care. Take care.